Good morning, fellow option traders. This is Jeff, and welcome to the Daily Scan for Thursday, January 8th, 2015. Okay, yesterday's announcements pretty much in line, no surprises, no exceptionally good ones and no exceptionally bad ones. It kind of like hanging around the expected numbers on just about every one of these. Today we have jobless claims like we do every Thursday, and I think that's probably about it. Yeah, that's about it. So we won't take a look at any of the actual numbers from yesterday. Instead, we'll just jump right over here. And see, this is what happens when you go against the big guys. And they all do it, and they're all, well, never mind. Let's leave that alone for right now. Payback, as they say. What else is in here? Nothing really caught my eye. So, Asia, we're looking at a very bullish, except for Shanghai. In Europe, we're seeing very bullish numbers as well. And we can take a look here, just a quick peek. We see that things are looking bullish over here also. Okay. And that's what we see here on the futures. For our indexes, this is the Nikkei right here, which is about to close, or very close to closing, or maybe already has closed. I'm not sure. But this is the futures, not the actual index. Gold is at $12.05, down $5 overnight, still kind of hanging in there. Making me kind of look like a genius on that call that I sold last week, was it, I think? Yeah. Oil's at $48.83. Maybe getting a little bit of a bounce here overnight. As soon as we get a chart. Oh, here we go. Now I got a chart. Yeah, a little bit of a bounce here. Natural gas. I took a peek at that before. It was around $4 for quite a while, and now it's all the way down to $2.83, which is good for the winter anyway, that we have oil and natural gas so cheap. The dollar is at 92.66, up quite a bit overnight, and the euro US dollar is at 117.7, down almost a penny overnight. That's big moves for these items, as you can see here in the percent change. Those are pretty big moves. 0.5% for currency is big. But I think that's about it that interests us here right now. Taking a look at the account, Netflix is doing well. We'll look at that one in a minute. ABX appears to not be doing well, but you need to take the covers off of this and see what's happening. The stock itself is actually up $48, and the call is down a tad. So it would cost us a little bit to buy that back, as shown here, which is we collected 69 cents for it, and it would cost us 80 to buy it back right now. Because the stock is appreciating, and it's really the only reason, and that's okay. We don't really, this is so far out, not interested in fretting over it for right now. And that's about it. Our gold, I was looking again at rolling that yesterday. It looks interesting for a roll. Average price paid 52, or collected 52 cents on it, and right now it's at 40 cents. That's a midpoint, so it's probably would be 41 if I wanted to buy it, and I would get 40 if I wanted to sell it. So that's where that one is. Okay, let's shoot right over to our scan. We'll start out with Apple. Now, Russell and SPX. I did try to do a couple of trades here, and we'll take a look at those. Tried to do them yesterday, and couldn't get things to execute, and things were not looking real attractive at that time. So I'll explain that when we get to them. And that was Chipotle and Russell and SPX. Okay, first off is Apple, and Apple's coming up here and maybe giving us a target. It may move up here today, but it's not ready for prime time yet. We're not going to bother with ABX right now. Let's look at Amazon. Amazon also in a downtrend. Let me just zoom one more here. Just in a pretty much downtrend, and then sort of a pullback here, or pull up, I guess you might say, or pull forward. If it's pull back, well, never mind. Anyway, it looks like as though it's continuing this downtrend here. We could put a different moving average in here if we wanted to. We could add a study. Let's see here, edit studies, and we have an EMA of 20 in here that I think we have it turned off. So we could turn it back on. And see what it looks like over here. Yeah, we actually got that little bit of a blip here too. And so it's continuing down, and actually reacted a little bit quicker than the Hull moving average here. So we are definitely in a down. The stock is definitely bearish right now, so we have our target set here. Boeing, still probably kind of confusing. Don't exactly know what Boeing's trying to do. Maybe overall in an uptrend. But, you know, we're not getting like a sawtooth escalator here. This is more like just a sawtooth horizon, basically. So not really looking for anything directional there. Alibaba is definitely in a downtrend. So we have a target set here, and we're very close to it. Actually gapped up yesterday and spent the rest of the day. Gapped up here and spent the rest of the day pulling back. Baidu, target set up here. Downtrend, new one. Chipotle. Let's talk about Chipotle a little bit. Tried to get an order in on Chipotle yesterday. Here's the story. So when I was looking at this yesterday afternoon, I was looking to get in here. I was getting these huge bid-ask spreads. So when I would put an order in at the money or around a 50 delta, you know, somewhere around here, for a bull put trade. Let's just look at this one. This one's right at 50. We'll look at it right now and see what it looks like. Okay, so we have a 250 spread here. I should be able to get at least $1.25 out of it. $1.05, yeah, I could probably live with that. So if I had we're pretty close to, you know, we're risking 145 to make 105. That's pretty close. But let's see if it still does it now. And we don't have an order in. So when I actually did put the order in yesterday, took a snapshot here. In this particular order, we can take a look at it, but look at where it's anticipating the price of the underlying needs to be. Way down here. Now I put this order in, I think on one of these two candles. I'm not sure which one. Maybe it was this one right here. The last green candle on this 78-minute chart here. here is the actual order. It was $1.25. That's a 1-to-1, exactly right on the schnoggin. And it actually, I ended up canceling it after it was in there for a while. I said, this thing is never going to execute. So I gave up on it, which is this cancel right here, where I canceled the sell. And again, because of those huge spreads, I'm thinking was not able to get the price. And I waited, like a half hour or so. It really wasn't, the stock was wiggling around here. It was not really anything fantastic. No big impulse upwards at that time. But it was thinking that, well, the underline's going to have to come down here in order for us to execute your order. And for the most part, that's pretty accurate. I mean, if you're not close to the current price here, with this calculation, they try to calculate where the underlying needs to be based on a spread. It's probably not going to execute when there's so much real estate between these two. It's like taking a kickoff and downing it on the 2-yard line here. This just doesn't make a lot of sense. So that one didn't work out. So what do we do now? I don't know. Could throw another alert on this. What are we now into? This is actually only the first day, so let's try again. So we'll throw an alert. I mean, it closed at its high. That's a good thing. So we'll alert Chipotle. Yesterday it was only a setup. Based on what we're seeing in the futures, I'm sure that that's going to shoot off right away in the morning. And maybe in that particular case, I'll just get in on that quickly, just to take advantage of what the move was yesterday. Okay, Costco, we did have an alert on. The alert did trigger. And I didn't actually come back. Well, I did look at it, I think, around 9:45 or so. Did I have an order in on that? Let's see here. There's the Russell. There's Costco. Alert on Costco at 9:30 and a half. Roughly. So right at the open. Boom. Yes. I did put an order in on Costco. I had an order in on Russell too, and we'll talk about that when we get down to it. So yeah, I had an order in on Costco and it ran away from me, and I said, well, I'm not going to chase it. I should have chased it. I should have anticipated a move up higher and taken my lumps and gotten in on it, which is what I'm going to do on Chipotle this morning. Costco, let's see here, 1, 2, so I'm counting these days down here, so this is 1 and this is 2. We're still good on it. I don't think that it's out of gas right now, so we're going to put an alert on this one as well. At or above, that sounds good. And I like these Thursday overnight trades. If we can grab another couple $100, let's do it. Alright, I'm not going to bother looking at the Dow. I could just take a quick peek at gold. I still have my alert in here, so now when it does stuff like this impulse up, and then it just kind of sits here and throws theta at me, I'll take it. I will take it. Okay, Google. Okay, Google did not participate yesterday, so you know what, if it moves down again today with the market looking real up, I might be interested in a peek here. So I'm going to put an alert on here, and I'm going to call this a 20 delta trade because we're chasing it. It's a very strong move down. It's not coming up to our target, but I want to get in on it. So I might do a 20 delta for tomorrow, which would look like this. Okay, this is tomorrow's expiration, a 20 delta. Now we'd have to probably pick like a 31 here. So that's 95 cents, and if it moves down this morning, we might end up with this 505. I'd probably go with the $5 spread here. And it's 505 and go 510, and see how that works out. So we're looking here at actually this is almost a 1-to-1 risk reward at this point, looking at it pre-market. Risk 264 to make 214. That's darn close. So that's something that I may be interested in doing. All right, LinkedIn. I'm not sure what that's doing. There's juicier stuff out there. Let's move on. MNX. What are we looking at here? Mini NASDAQ. This could be. Would this make a decent overnight trade too? Oh, we only have monthlies on this. Let's go to NDX, take a look at that. Probably the same thing. Oh, that expires tonight. Dang. Would it be worth it to do one? Let's see here. For today, just for the day, see how it works out. 225. That's a 1-to-1 risk reward right there. I don't know. You just get it in the morning and get out in the afternoon. Let me take a look at that. I might do that. Especially, even if it just, if it, 41.55 or at 41.59. Tempting, very tempting. Let's take a look at that today. All right, Netflix, we're in Netflix. Looking healthy right now. It might be a struggle today with the market doing what it's doing already. But is Netflix truly in a downtrend? Well, I guess we'll find out. OEX. Could pretty much be the same thing. Let's see if there's weeklies on this. Yes, there are. We were to do one this one has a 35 delta. And that would give us $1.50 on a $5 spread. Any of these could be considered for today. Let's take a look at price line. Old habit. Oops, I can't seem to click where I need to click. Okay, price line, we have in the same story as we have on Google. So I'm going to put an alert on this. Below the low. Prove it to me. And I might do the same thing with a 20 delta overnighter kind of a thing here. So price line. Russell, I'm sure we have. We already took a look at that, and yesterday it would have been a chase trade, and I put my order in, and it just kept shrinking. You know what I mean? Like I had my limit order in, and the price kept going down and down and down. So I canceled the order and didn't feel like chasing it, but it probably would be a good thing. But just a word of warning, they expire tonight. All right. SPX weeklies, on the other hand, actually expire on tomorrow. So you can do an overnighter on SPX, which would be something to consider. So if we look at the chart here, we're still good. I'm still, if you do Russell, it's in and out today. And if you do SPX, it's in and you can stay overnight if you want. SPX PM is only the regular monthly expiration, and it's Friday as opposed to Thursday for SPX. It's a little goofy. So be careful which one you pick. If you want to go, do a 20 delta and hold it over the weekend, you do SPX PM. You can do SPX as well, but this week it expires on Friday, and regular monthly expiration, it's going to expire on Thursday. That's why you would do SPX PM next week if you want a Friday expiration. Okay. It's crazy. It's crazy. Let's take a look at Tesla. Well, we're running pretty long here today, but I think there's a lot of good juicy information here, and there are a lot of good trades for today and overnight tonight. Tesla might be moving up to our target here, looking weak though overall. And last but not least is Visa. Visa's definitely in an uptrend. And I don't want to trade this because I don't feel comfortable with the overnight trade on this. Well, yeah, just because of this little wiggle in here, and we were considering it. I think it's kind of too sensitive to the market, in my opinion. But if you want to do an overnight, we'll throw an alert on this and we will take a look at it. Or above. So we now have an alert on Visa. And since that's the last one on our list, that's the end of today's video. Thank you very much for watching. Have a great day, and above all, today could be very happy trading.